With your natural problem-solving abilities and all the challenges you faced in your life, you could be paid $10,000 for what you know. Watch closely as I show you what you need next to be able to create that $10,000 to show up every month. So when I first started, I was at a level of $1,500 a month, maybe $2,500 a month, and if I even got lucky, it was $3,000 a month. And I was attempting to pay my bills, and I was attempting to care for my family. And I would see other people who were out helping others. And I would watch them on TV, I'd see them on the internet, and these people were helping. Like they literally were teaching and helping people. But it wasn't just a few people, it was a lot of people. You know, I talked to somebody who was a presenter. You know, they were teaching a class. There were some skills and abilities that they had that they were teaching a class in. And they told me, they said, "Hey Kirk, do you know how many ways you can create $10,000? And I said, "I don't know. I don't even know how to do that." And he says, "Well, there's 10,000 ways to create $10,000. And he goes, "There's lots of ways to do it." And he said, and I will remember this day forever, when he said, "You want to help as many people as possible all at the same time. How can you help as many people as possible, but yet help them at the same time?" Back then, my head just could not wrap around this. Like, what does that mean? I remember sitting down with a piece of paper and writing out $10,000. And I started playing with, well, what are all the different ways you can create $10,000? And so I started playing with this chart, you know, going, well, you could ask one person to give you $10,000. Well, then that means I would need to give something to them worth $10,000. Well, I could ask two people to give me $5,000, but then I'd have to give both those people something of value for $5,000. And so this is people, and this is dollars. And as the numbers got bigger, the price got smaller. And then I got clear down to $1. If I could talk to 10,000 people and I could give them $1 of value and they would give me $1, I could make $10,000. All I need to do is find 10,000 people who'd be willing to give me $1 for something I knew, some smarts I have, but I could talk to 10,000 people at exactly the same time. So the math here got my attention. And I remember sitting in a gigantic parking lot of one of those big box stores, watching people go in and out of the store. You know, my wife was inside shopping and I was counting the number of people who was walking by. And as I sat there for that half an hour, a couple hundred people had walked in front of my vehicle in and out of this store. And I looked around, I went, there are people everywhere. How can I help them? How can I serve them? And I sat there wondering, well, maybe what I need to think about is how can I help them solve a problem? What kind of problem could they have that I could help them with? And would that be worth $1? Would it be worth $10? Would it be worth $100? What if I helped 100 people solve a problem that was way worth paying $100 for? That means that's $10,000. That's only 100 people. And in 30 minutes, I watched a couple hundred people walk in and out of this store. There's people everywhere. There's problems everywhere. How am I going to get involved with helping people solve problems? Wow. That opened up my mind to thinking, I got to do something about this. So I started asking people what problems they face. What are problems that you face? What are challenges that you face? And I started making a list of all these problems that people are facing. Then I'd talk to the next person. They'd tell me what the problems were. And over the course of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, I started to notice that there are some similar problems that people face. What if I could help them solve one of these top 10 problems? Would it be worth it to them if I could help them and they could get past that problem? You know, if my car breaks down, I have a problem and I take it to the place to get my car fixed. And there's the part that I have to buy, but then there's also labor. So there's parts and labor. and my car's broken down and I got a problem, I need my vehicle, I'm willing to pay this person labor to fix this car for me because I'm short on time and I'd rather just pay them. So if mechanics can get paid labor, if a landscaper can get paid labor, and they're getting paid to solve problems, why can't I be paid to solve problems? You can be paid to solve people's problems. Now, here's something to think about. Do you have any problems? What are your challenges? What are the things you're facing? What are the things you're going through? And you're gonna notice your problems are just like everybody else's problems. What we need today is more people who are willing to problem solve with others. And then you ask for compensation for the time and the smarts you have to share with people. You've gone through tough things in your life. You've faced difficult things in your life, and you've figured things out that somebody who's coming along their way in life wishes they knew what you know. They wish they knew it. They would pay you to understand how to avoid problems. For example, one of my dear friends, she came to me and she says, something weird happened to me the other day, Kirk. And I said, what's that? And she said, I had a friend over and she saw how clean my fridge was and how organized it was. And my friend said, can you teach me how to organize my fridge like you did? And she goes, so she asked me, Kirk, how much I would charge to go to her house and show her how to organize her fridge. She goes, that sounds so weird. I should just do it for free. I said, you can do it for free. But then she said, but I actually need some money. And I've been wondering, how can I make an extra $100? And then this person shows up. Do I dare charge this person $100 to go over and clean her fridge and organize her fridge? So she did. She called him up and said, hey, I can come over and do that. Would you mind paying $100 for me to come over for a couple hours? The friend, no question, said, $100? Get over here. And then the friend said, what if I brought a couple of my friends over? Can they all pay $100? And she's like, yeah. And she goes, oh my gosh, I'll get like 4 or 5 people. She goes over to her house. There's 5 people. She gets paid $500 for 3 hours to teach people how to clean their fridge. And she cleans the fridge just because she cleans her fridge. But these people wanted to know her system and her way of thinking and her style. And so for 3 hours, she had a blast ripping this person's fridge all apart, taking all the stuff out, cleaning it up, organizing it the way she knows how to, and they're all taking notes. They all were excited. She made $500 in 3 hours. And what is she doing? She's sharing something that she had learned how to do, but she thought nobody else in the world would ever be interested in that. But 5 people who had $100 each, they were very interested in being part of that refrigerator training class. So I'm here today to talk to you, to open up your mind, to help you see that that number is not that far away. When I first heard the number, I was like, whatever, I can't do that. And you probably are thinking the same thing, but it is not that far away. I am now on the other side of the experience going, hey, did you know there's 10,000 ways to create $10,000? And I think what you got to do is start thinking, how can you help solve people's problems, but help as many people as you can in the same amount of time? Well, you could change your life in a big way if you decided to just stretch that thinking a little bit. Open up that thinking just a little bit. People face problems today more than ever. There are a lot of problems, and you can help and you can be compensated for it. And you don't have to charge a lot. You don't have to charge a lot. For example, one of my classes here in Salt Lake City, a large event, people fly in from all over the United States and outside the country. I have a class called Master Your Influence, and this class is $67. And when we have 1,000 people, $67. That is $67,000 in 3 days. And then I got to pay for the building, renting the space, and renting this and renting that, and I pay the expenses. And then you end up, with $30,000 because I was willing to stand up in front of people and teach them how to improve their life. It takes some guts. That's a lot of people. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying if you want to make a difference in your life, you get to step into being a problem solver for as many people as possible. And that's only one of the classes that I teach. I have 12 classes, and over the course of a year, I teach 43 events. All the different events, 43 events that I teach. I help people, and they are super tickled, and it's affordable. They're super happy, and they walk away with step-by-step exactly what to do, and they're really excited because I simplified it for them, and people's lives are changing. I'm a normal guy, and I usually don't step out to help people. I'm a shy, introvert guy who's had to learn how to be an extrovert because I can make a difference in the world. I can help parents, I can help kids, I can help teenagers, I can help business owners, because I began to believe I am a problem solver. And I'm gonna get into people's lives and help them solve their problems. And you clicked on this video. You are a problem solver. You can help people. You can have this happen. If it takes you 6 months or a year, or maybe this happens for you in one weekend. Here's some wisdom for you. Learn presentation skills and learn mentoring skills. Presentation skills, mentoring skills. Because you can be as great as a mentor to be able to ask for $10,000 per person for a 6-month mentoring course. And people would be glad to pay you because they want the advice. I'll teach you how to mentor them. I'll teach you the presentation skills. But you add those 2 skills, or even one of those skills, now you can teach large groups of people, or you can teach one-on-one. But you can take your smarts, your wisdom, and now teach the one-on-one or large groups, and then you can do the math. Why not serve people, help people? You get to make sure you got your bills paid, go do some fun things, do some really cool things in your life, and lots of people are super tickled because you decided to step up and be a problem solver. The world is more than willing to pay for help. We pay for it with doctors, with dentists, with lawn care, with mechanics, and the list goes on and on and on and on. When we have a challenge, we're willing to pay to have somebody help us. But let's help people where it really counts. Let's help people in how they're doing, in their personal development. Let's help them. You can do that. Or if you have another skill, you can do that. But if you're interested, jump on board. I will teach you presentation skills. I will teach you mentoring skills. And check out our company, check out our training classes, get yourself here to Salt Lake City. Let's get you trained and let's get you on the chart. Somewhere this is going to happen and the equation's going to happen for you, but there's no reason why you can't pay your bills and go do something really, really, really fun. And the person you just helped is so tickled. It's a win-win-win all the way across the board. Okay, let's get you on the chart. Presentation skills and mentoring skills. 2 classes to look at and attend is Present Yourself and Art of Mentoring. The links are right here below. Click, study, make a decision, register, show up here to Salt Lake City and learn these skills. Your $10,000 is not that far away, but get the training. Now, if you can't travel, then one of your steps is to click and study and learn and choose in to my monthly mentoring program. Let's get connected. Let me help you open up your mind and get you making big progress in your life.